Well, alrighty, folks, it is time now for our next segment on Testicles Talk The Testaments. I do believe this was episode 6 that we had. I'm not 100% sure of that because the blunt of the week is pretty nice. It is rather potent. But I'm just going to go with it's episode 6. So, there, how about that? So we open up with a report from Free Boston Radio, and that Gilead attacked Free Boston and suffered heavy casualties, and then they ran back to their mommies. And then we go to Daisey, who's like, of course, if you lived here, you wouldn't have heard that. They just tell you everything's going great, which, I believe that. I kind of also, though, believe the other side would do that, too. I mean, that's just propaganda, bro. Yeah, I usually find out how it's really going on until somebody surrenders. So we'll get a bunch of flashbacks this episode. It is going from Daisey's point of view. Basically, we get the flashback that Rita is training Daisey to, infiltrate Gilead. They give her the whole backstory, the fake name, everything. Of course, back there, it looks like Commander Weston, who runs the Eyes, is interested in Agnes. Great line there, because the Eyes are like going through the school. And of course, Daisy's like kind of freaking out, like, oh my god, like I'm gonna end up getting hung. Because that's kind of what these guys do. And it was great, just like, oh, you think they'll cancel class? Nah, not unless somebody gets hung. That takes all day. Like, just as nonchalantly as they are about that. Like, what the fuck, man? That's the shit that keeps me watching. In another effort to continue to confuse me on the actual timeline of this and what year this all started, apparently, like, crypto billionaires are a thing, or were a thing before this. I don't know, it's like with The Handmaid's Tale, when it turned out the Book of Mormon, the musical was referenced, and then, like, later on in season 5, I think it was, like, the kid talks about Fortnite, and I'm just like, I really don't think these things would have existed if this happened in any of the amount of time. Like, I don't know. They're very ambiguous about the year, and it annoys me. It still really doesn't really make a lot of sense how long this has all been going on for. But now we get more flashback into the creepy recruitment, okay? Like, the girls find her on the street, and, she's of course gotta be all coy at first, like, oh, I'm not interested in your kooky bullshit, and then they bring her up to the hotel, like, hey, I bet y'all like being, bathed and dressed in clean clothes. Isn't that cool? Yeah, gotta love that. But leaves and yeah, but ultimately comes back. They all pray around her. They all, I mean, it seriously would be like creepy. I'd be like, Jesus. But I guess if you're like super alone and you actually really want to be around people, this would probably be, helpful. So, of course, when it shows them like taking her all the way to the border, where this is the best part. Like, the girls who are hanging out and like, these girls got like the best job I've seen of anybody in Gilead, probably. Men included. Men's jobs usually suck too. But these girls, from what I can tell, they just hang out in Canada and recruit like women to go to Gilead. Like I said, that sounds like a better job than most of the men have. Still, we'll never get over that Nick there. Like, hey, you gotta impregnate 15-year-old fucking Sydney Sweeney. Yeah, fucking, yeah, oh, great. This world sucks. Back in real time, Agnes is being a little bit challenging with Weston, so stepmom's pretty fucking mad, but in the end, Weston is still interested. It's something like, my wife died in childbirth. But yeah, your mom's like, it's no fun breaking a horse that already listens. So then the Eyes show up at the school, and they got the girls on the ground in front of their beds, and they're all like, oh my god, what the hell? And they take the other girl, not Daisy. And then after they leave, they're all kind of sitting there like freaked the fuck out, understandably, but kind of interesting that one of the other girls pissed the floor. And you're kind of like, well, I mean, that's got to make me wonder, like, well, what'd she do? Like, what does she think they're going to find out about her? So that is basically the gist of the latest episode. I gotta admit, like, seriously, so far the Testaments, the thing is this is more disturbing than the Handmaid's Tale because it's like, it seems a little bit more realistic. No, you tell any woman the fucking Handmaid's Tale isn't coming true, they like freak out, like, yeah, it is, blah, 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 fucking all this shit. Like, alright, no, that shit is not coming true. Alright, there ain't nobody in America that is like, or at least no widespread government sanctioned sex slaves being used as incubators. Maybe we could get there, but we ain't getting there in like fucking 10 years or whatever the fuck time it's been. Not even really clear on that. However, I will say this whole wife school, treat them all like princesses while you also indoctrinate the shit out of them and make them total victims of the patriarchy. That I 100%, that's realistic. Like, don't have an issue believing that at all. I still don't think men would be so down with this. Like, they might be down with that, though. The wife school and that. But even that's more than that. You know? The handmaid thing is just over the top. I also just still love how, like, there'll be a whole episode of this show about the girls getting their periods, and then suddenly a dude's getting shot in the head. And we're back to, like, kind of a serious show about, like, infiltrating the enemy and not dying.